Welcome to David Bradley Show with your host, David Bradley.
How's it going, everybody? So anyway, like I was saying at the beginning of this year, things are going to be a little bit sporadic. We've been trying to get a lot of things done. It will drive you nuts. It really will, trying to get all this stuff done. But anyway, we're doing it and we're working on it, getting everything going. And hopefully we don't get the storm today, so we'll be good about that. So that'll be awesome. We're going to sit down and we're going to talk to Miss Rylee Austin. Hello, Miss Rylee.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm all right.
Are you sure?
I'm a little tired.
Well, you partied all night.
Well,
It happens.
it was worth it.
Okay, as long as it were worth it.
It's not very often you get a night off.
Well, true, but when you get older, you just want to sleep. That's all you want to do.
When you get older, I just want to sleep now.
Right, yeah. Pretty much. It drives you nuts on all that stuff. Anyway. Oh, Lord. How long you been in Nashville?
I have been in Nashville
Yeah.
a couple years. Just a couple years.
Just a couple? Mm-hmm. You know, I've been trying to figure out where your accent is from since you walked in the door. Which we should apologize. We should have actually had the cameras rolling like an hour ago because we've been sitting here bullshitting and talking about all kinds of crazy stuff. And, yeah.
No, I'm kind of glad it wasn't rolling on some of that. I'm just saying.
I don't know. We could have fun with Adam Sandler thing. So.
That's going to be an insider from now on. That
Yep.
will be an inside joke.
Exactly. I'm liable to text you at some given hour just to go, Adam Sandler, just to watch you laugh. That'll be funny.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
I mean, it is, but whoo-wee.
What I find fascinating, though, is you knew Leon.
I do.
I did not see that.
I've known Leon actually opened up for him. I met him opening up for him in Georgiana, Alabama.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
He amazes me.
He is a trip. Him and Miss Diane both.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he gets on stage and he's like a 25-year-old on stage. It amazes me, the energy that guy's got.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, yeah, don't forget Pumpkin.
My daughter, that is her little best friend. When they come to town, that is her little best friend.
Oh, yeah.
She loves her some Pumpkin.
See, if I ever pass away and I get a choice of coming back, I want to come back as a dog.
Why a dog?
That way I could just be spoiled shitless.
You got a point. You got a point.
Pumpkin is about the most spoiled dog I've ever seen in my life.
This is true. This is true. Have you seen the stroller?
Yeah, got the stroller,
I couldn't take mine in a stroller, though. He'd probably break it.
bigger stroller.
He's a German Shepherd. Do they make German Shepherd size strollers?
Yeah, it's at Tractor Supply, and you get the farm trailer thing.
Mine don't like people enough to go around people, though. That's not.
It works for me. I'm not a big people person. That'd be the only problem. I get in big crowds, and I'm just like,
That happens. It depends. I could see it. It depends on the crowd, I guess, and
see,
where.
it's different when you're an artist because you're on the stage and you're looking out among the people.
True, and not in the middle of them. Yeah,
Right.
If I was in the middle of them, nope, couldn't do it.
Yeah, because It's weird. Get your butt pinched and you don't even know who done it.
Oh boy.
Is what it is.
There's a song in there. Like, it is what it is. There's going to be a song written about that someday. With the "It Is What It Is" for the title.
Do you need details? We need to stop and just sit down and write.
I don't know. I tend to write better when I'm mad at people.
Well, yeah, I look at your songs. Does it come out more when you're mad at them?
When I'm mad, yeah, it does.
It just like
The first song I ever wrote, I was in the middle of an argument. And I told him, I said, hold on. Went and wrote down what I'd said, come back out, continued arguing like I had never let up.
kind of like, hang on a minute, I got to get to the second chorus or verse or.
Nope, what were we arguing? We were arguing something, and I told him, I said, I'm sick and tired of taking a back seat to a bottle. Hold on. Went and wrote it down and come back and finished. I finished my argument, and then I went and wrote the song.
Yeah.
After I was mad about the argument.
Did it surround the bottle or the back seat or?
No, it was more the
The attitude.
attitude.
That's interesting. Because I'm like, I'm not a writer. So
I tend to write better when I'm mad.
I tend to write real, real good when it's somebody else's songs and I'm changing the lyrics. And
I do that too.
And adding stuff in.
I do that too. We have a few songs that we'll do on stage, and everybody's like, "Oh, I know that song," and I'm like, "Oh, no, you don't. No, you don't.
No, we're changing it."
And they'll be all excited till I get to the chorus, and the chorus is nowhere near what the song originally was. Mm-hmm. And they'll shake their heads.
Yeah.
They'll either shake their heads or bust out laughing. That one back there normally shakes her head and just, no, she did.
Yeah.
I did.
Why not? I mean, it's you got to have fun with things.
You can't be serious all the time.
No,
It's not a good thing.
no, it's not. It's depressing.
Exactly. And there's enough to be depressed about that if you can poke fun or something or somebody, go ahead and do it.
Yeah. That's usually what I do. I'm real good at just pointing a finger and going,
See, what had happened was.
What happened was he told her no, and she said, and went on and done what she was going to do anyway.
Watch this. Oh,
So most of your music written when you're angry. Mm-hmm. You got the whole argument thing going on with a lot of them. I mean, did you see a pattern in that?
After so often, yeah, I did. But
Should you not be hanging out
so
with
angry
people
all the time?
No, hanging out with people that make you angry like that.
No, it benefits me because then I write more if I'm ticked off at somebody.
I can give you a list. I got a whole lot of people I'm ticked off at.
I mean, I don't know. It's something about it that I just tend to write better when I'm mad.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily mad. I won't say that, really. Well, maybe I will.
Well, see, some people write better when they're high. Some people write better when they're drunk. Some people write better when it's 3 or 4 people in a room.
See, which I've tried to write with a couple people, and we've had some good ones, but I don't know. I tend to write, I guess, better by myself, but I like co-writes, but.
I don't know about the co-writes. I don't know. I've still been, but I haven't been a part of any of them. I mean, it's because I don't write. I got stories for days.
You'd be surprised, though. Some of the best songs start from stories.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing.
Well, if you're telling a story in a song, then you need the story to write the song.
Right. And you don't see much storyteller songwriters anymore.
You know, I've seen very few. And one of my big things has been, let's be right down your alley. My big thing was you ran into this whole 5-10 years of women writing about the guy as a piece of shit, and you know, Carrie totally destroyed the boy's truck and all kinds of stuff, you know.
Miranda caught it on fire.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just different things, you know. And I'm one of the guys that stood back and was like, I was never that guy. I got the wrong end of the girl because I always had to get rid of the girl because of the way she was acting or doing or, you know, stealing from you and all this other crap, you know.
Right.
I had to get rid of them. I was the guy that went to work, come home, done everything I was supposed to do. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, when's that song coming out? And then Chapel Hart did a song that was pro guy. And then there was another lady that come out with one talking about no matter what, he could fix it. And I forgot who it was.
I was sure
That's
fixing to
bad.
ask because I was like, ooh.
It's actually a really good song. And it's pro guy. You know, she's talking about all kinds of stuff, you know, in her life and stuff. And the guy was able to fix it for her, you know. And it's just crazy stuff like that. The relationship business of people is crazy right now.
This is true. This is very true. This is very true. But see, now you've got me curious on that song because now I'm like, wait a minute, I want to hear it.
I'm curious myself. We'll look it up. I can't remember her name.
And I love Chapel Hart. I love them.
I got to stay away from them because we cause too much trouble.
The You Can Have Him Jolene song's probably one of my favorites. There's a whole story behind that, but we don't have enough time.
Well, you know, they got the RV that they travel in called Jolene. Mm-hmm. And I freaked out because when they were on my show, they drove Jolene up here. Oh. And so I got Jolene and the equipment trailer behind it in my cul-de-sac. And we got to turn this thing around and get it back out. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I used to have a shirt that said, Jolene, You Can Have Him. So that was one of my favorite songs there for a while.
Well, I mean, my big thing, I understand the song Jolene. I get it. As a woman, would I sit there and ask Jolene not to come take my man? If she could get him, I didn't need him to begin with.
Right.
And that just sounded totally weird on my part. But anyway.
I mean, you got a point.
I've said that about women I've dated over the past. You know, if some other guy can get her, she didn't really need to be with me anyway. Take your ass on down the road. I cannot find this freaking song. This is your fault.
Why is it my fault? What did I do?
Because I can't find the song. I know, I brought it up, but now I can't find
you brought it up, and I was just curious.
I can't find the song. It'd help I remember who done it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. When you're sitting on Facebook and you're just playing during the work day or whatever, you know, and something will pop up and you'll listen to it and you're just like, cool. And it'll stick with you. You could put me in school and give me books and I won't remember a damn thing. But somebody doing something stupid or something popping up that is
and you'll
totally,
remember it.
yeah, I'll remember it forever. It's just crazy stuff. When did you start writing? That way I can.
I wrote my first song when I was 18.
Say, I've heard a lot of people wrote when they were younger.
I wrote when I was 18.
So you was dating somebody, got in an argument, and at 18.
Yep. And that is that man's favorite song to this day.
That's interesting.
Yeah, something like that.
So you still talk to him every now and then, or?
We're still friends.
Okay.
We're still friends. Some people, you just realize that y'all wasn't really good together as like a couple.
Right.
But you can still be friends because you realize you wouldn't have made it as a couple.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of one of those situations.
I can't find the damn thing.
It don't work that way with everybody, though.
Why not?
Because some folks, it just ain't finna work that way.
Oh, I know. Sometimes it's a lot better to just say bye
Exactly.
and walk away.
So I wrote that when I was 18. And if you look at the songs that I wrote, 18, a little older, compared to now, like the more you live life, the more your songs are gonna grow.
Well, yeah, they got more substance to them. So you're going to write a happy song?
Eventually. Maybe. I don't know. I try. I've got one that I'm working on now that I'm really, really excited about. We hadn't gotten in the studio yet.
Right.
But I'm really, really, really excited. But it's not a happy song.
Are you beating up another guy or?
No, I'm not beating up. And actually, this one's not even really. It can go either way. It can go a song for a guy, or it can go a song for a girl.
Okay.
It's neither nor. It can be taken either way. Most of mine, you can tell that woman's got ticked off at somebody.
Right.
But this one, you can't tell.
Well, I mean,
it involves Keith Whitley and whiskey, if that tells you anything.
well, that's that would be everyday life. I mean, for a lot of people.
Right.
I don't think Keith actually drank a whole lot, did he?
I'm not sure. Well, let me make a correction. It involves Keith Whitley's music and whiskey. How about that?
Well, yeah, I know.
Be better. I don't know if he did a lot or not.
Yeah, that's what I was going with, because Keith was, back in the day, Keith, there was a lot of guys that would listen to Keith Whitley songs and crying over ex-girlfriends and stuff like that, and you just, Keith touched a lot of people.
Right.
And I think it's fascinating because a lot of damn singers out there, they get into a run of a certain thing that they do. And then that's what they're most remembered by.
Right.
Their love songs or their crying my beer songs, and it's just different things.
Keith Whitley's definitely one of the greatest, I think. I could listen to that man sing all day. His and songs. Hoo-wee. I love some Keith Whitley.
It amazes me she's doing all that right now.
That's a lot to be doing.
I know, right? Crazy stuff. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Ever say it says here you like George Jones, Conway Twitty, John Anderson, Alan Jackson.
George Jones and my pawpaw served together.
Did they really? Cool.
Pawpaw told him, or Pawpaw said he used to go with him and he'd sing at places. And he told Pawpaw, he said, one day, he said, I'm going to have a pink Corvette and I'm going to have a blonde.
Right.
One of these days. And my Pawpaw owned a service station off the interstate in Greenville. And George come in there one day and told Pawpaw, he said, come on out here and I'll show you something. And there was a pink Cadillac and there was Tammy Wynette sitting in the passenger seat. I was like, oh, man. But
He might have been better with the pink Corvette and nobody in the passenger seat.
I don't know. I love George and Tammy.
Yeah, they were really good.
That's the stuff. My daddy brought me up on them, and the first song Daddy ever heard me sing was Don't Cry Joni by Conway Twitty.
Yep.
And then I've got my mama who's into like Fleetwood Mac and Journey, and she'll tell you, play country music backwards and your dog don't run off and your car don't fall apart. So I got Daddy who's country and Mama who's rock, and there's a lot.
See, I was actually a little bit blessed where my mom listened to Elvis and the Beatles, and she was a contemporary rock type, middle of the road rock girl is what she was. But she could appreciate country music as well. Because Conway Twitty, she freaking just,
I love some Conway.
one song from him and she was like, oh my God.
And Loretta. Loretta's another good one.
I've always liked Loretta's songs and her voice and everything.
We used to have a thing when Pops was teaching me how to play guitar. I used to could completely quote the Coal Miner's Daughter movie. Mm-hmm. And he told me, he said, we're not going to start lessons till you do your part.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope. Mm-mm. He said, we can see who can out stubborn the other one.
Yeah.
And I am stubborn. Ooh, I'm as stubborn as they come. And I tell him, nope, not going to do it. And so he'd sit there and we wouldn't do lessons. And finally he'd go, oh. And I'd look at him, I'd go, stop making that noise. Sound like old bear growling. Then he'd go, now we can start lessons.
Yeah. There you go.
But I like those, which now I'm getting into Ashley McBride and Taylor Austin and stuff like that. So
I love Taylor. She's funny as all get out.
she is a trip. I love her. I got to open up for her last year, and we surprised my daughter. My daughter was in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And my daughter had gotten tickets to go see her a couple weeks later. And so Taylor and I video chatted. Well, my daughter picked up the phone thinking it was me, and it was Taylor, and she's just, so we got to surprise her. But I love Taylor. Taylor's a trip.
Oh yeah. I actually had her as a guest on at CMA Fest.
Oh, really?
Had her on, and I even remember what I said, because what amazed me about Taylor is her music videos. You couldn't really tell that this wasn't an actor.
Right.
Because she performed in the music videos so well. Like the when she's in the diner and she's like eavesdropping on people and stuff and doing the whole and laughing about it, and I'm just like, dude.
She's a trip.
She played it real good.
She is. God. She's definitely been really influential as far as like watching her, how hard she pushes and gets out there. She's big time.
Yeah. Yeah, I love all her stuff.
My daughter could sing her songs probably front and back. My 12-year-old, you would think she had her heart broke.
Yeah.
Especially Rest in Peace. Oh, my goodness.
That'd be funny. I remember the song that I actually drew me to Taylor. I'm going to get shot because I can't remember the name of it. Her and her mama living in a station wagon. The Bible Belt thing.
Yep. Bible Belt. That's the name of yep.
Yeah, that's the one. And
I got into her with Good Time Girl.
yeah.
And she actually, the last EP that I released, we got a hold of Taylor and I got her blessing to cover Good Time Girl on the EP.
Oh, sweet.
So that I was like all excited. I was like, I got Taylor's blessing.
Well, yeah. Can I get that in an autograph?
So I was really excited, but it made it a little more nervous because then I'm like, gosh, now I want to make sure I do the song justice and that it's good enough that Taylor likes it.
Yeah, because, I mean, usually when people do other people's songs, they try to make it their own.
Right.
But if you're like, and you're trying to do justice and show somebody that you look up to that, you know, hey, then you got, it gets crazy.
Sometimes it makes it more nervous to cut a cover song than it does an original song.
Yeah.
Because then, I mean, when it's an original song, you know how it's going to sound. It's your song.
Yeah.
And then when it's a cover, you're like, oh, gosh, what are they going to think when I release it? Are they going to like it? It's a little more nerve-wracking.
Release it and sit there and wait for an hour for a phone call. Oh,
Like, oh, boy.
fixing to get my ass chewed out.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, oh, man, please let me do this justice. Like, I literally was like, please don't let me mess this up.
It'd be crazy.
But that's the one when I would open up for her back at home, she would get me up on stage with her and we'd do that song together each time. So I was like, I wonder if she would mind if I put that on my EP.
Yeah.
So when she gave her blessing and she was like, I'd love that. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love that.
About a fangirl moment.
Yeah, because I don't care who you are. You're going to fangirl on somebody.
Oh, ain't no way you're not.
I mean, just the talent, the music, the everything else. You're going to fangirl on somebody.
Mm-hmm. And it's even crazier, though, when you fangirl and they turn into your friends.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah, because it's wild for a guy to actually fangirl over somebody, you know? I've had a couple of people on the show that totally fangirled over.
So who was your favorite, like, or biggest fangirl moment, I guess?
I'm wearing her right now. I actually, Nikki Stringfield, and I've actually got 2 of her albums over there on the shelf. When I was first started the podcast and everything, she agreed to be on the podcast. And I was screwing up so much, I couldn't get the thing to connect right and everything else. And she was so patient and so happy to be on the show with me and everything. And we done that show. And then the Iron Maidens came and played finally in Nashville. I was down there for that, got the meet and greet and all that stuff. Because I support artists no matter what.
Right.
Like if you say, you're playing tonight, you want me to be there, don't worry about paying to get in or anything else. I'll look at you and tell you I'll be there, but I am paying to get in. You know, I'm not going to be that way.
Right.
I support the artist. And I went down there, I supported the Iron Maidens. Then she come back to town on wasn't it? Yeah, but it was that Love Day, Valentine's Day. Yeah, Valentine's Day.
That love day.
That love day. That's what I'm going to start calling it.
I've been single for a long time. Yeah, she was at the basement on February 14th, and I went down there and got to see him live on stage, and her husband Patrick. And Patrick's on some of those. I think he's on both of those albums that she done. But they're a really good power group,
Right.
you know. And I had fun. Got to hang out with them for a little bit, and I bought some more merch while I was down there. And, you know, no matter what, no matter who you like, support them.
Yes, big time.
That's what drives me nuts with a lot of the YouTube stuff and everything else. A lot of people are not subscribing anymore.
Right.
But you can go into the analytics and you can see where the views are like way up. But you ain't got that many subscribers.
Right.
You know, and then all the PR people out there are like, how many you got? How many you got? What do you got here? What do you got there? And you're like, dude.
Like, I don't know. And that's the crazy thing to me, like Facebook and stuff. They want you to have so many likes and this and
Yeah.
that. And I have to get my 12-year-old to help me on Facebook with what to post. I'm like, your help.
Yeah, go to your class and ask all your friends.
See what we need to do here.
Do something. But, yeah, it's just really crazy how some of it goes.
And the streaming stuff too, that's getting to where it's like, oh boy.
You know, the weird part about it is I stream from here. Sometimes I tape. Sometimes I stream. Sometimes I do lives. It's a weird thing. And everybody talks about this the patterns. The
Algorithms.
algorithms, that's it. The algorithms. And I really do not believe that there is such a thing as an algorithm. Because we've done just about everything trying to hit an algorithm. And it ain't out there. I can't find it. Nobody can tell you where it's at.
Right.
It's a spur of the moment thing. If the planets aligned and all this other stuff, then maybe you might hit an algorithm or something.
I try, but
See, I think it's bad for artists too, especially independent artists,
right.
because y'all have got so much riding on you.
Right.
You know, it's you got to figure out merchandising and streaming and all this other stuff, and I've seen a lot of independent artists do different things trying to connect, you know, with people on Facebook and stuff.
Right.
Instagram.
I'm still learning all of it. Or trying to anyway.
I gave up. I'll still put the stuff on YouTube and everything else, but I got a social media girl, Brooke, that handles everything for me, and I just let her deal with it.
I mean, it's easier that way.
Well, yeah.
Probably less of a headache, too, if I had to guess.
Well, I'm not computer illiterate. I got all this stuff set up, and yeah, I mean, it's weird how everything goes. And if it wasn't for Caitlin, the shit probably wouldn't even work. But, you know, it's just weird how everything is come together. And then you got to maintain it. You got to keep everything up and keep everything fresh. And I think I've seen one make your coffee in the morning in video while you're making your coffee, you know, or do different things. I can firmly stand here and say nobody wants to see me get ready in the morning. It ain't going to happen.
You videotaped you making chili.
Well, yeah, I did videotape me making chili, but my chili's...
Chili sounds good.
My chili's like 6 ingredients and 20 minutes, you're done. It's ready to eat. It's the weirdest thing in the world. I'm not telling the ingredients either.
It's a secret.
If you want the ingredients, it'll be $29.95.
Or just go to your Facebook video that you have, unless you deleted it.
I don't know if it's on there or not.
I think Facebook's getting where they take off videos after like 30 days.
Yeah, I think it's like 30 days or 2 months, something like that, because it keeps just filling up. Like people have thousands of videos and pictures on there.
Well, you
I don't
figure.
know.
I mean, honestly, Facebook is one of the biggest platforms out there. Mm-hmm. Everybody's doing a video. Do you imagine the storage they need?
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
I mean, that's a lot of stuff.
I could see that.
I'd do good with keeping up with stuff on my hard drive. I had to buy little cards, hard drive cards, and put it on there. You know, it's just, it gets crazy how you have everything done.
Right.
No, it's like when you cut a song, it's all right there. Everything's right there. Then you get to do what you do with it. After they say, it's done.
And that's the hard part's waiting when you get excited.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But it's fun to hear it go from something you sat and created on just a guitar to hear the whole thing come together. And then it's like,
oh, yeah.
man.
Oh, I can imagine. If I wrote this song on an acoustic guitar and I've just been playing it on an acoustic guitar and then I go in, they don't need me there to add all that music and everything. And then I go in and I'm getting ready to lay the vocals. They still got the acoustic guitar for me to do the vocals by. So that's what I'm doing. And then you go in next month. Okay, we got it all together for you. Here you go. And you hear it. My pants, quick, let me tell you.
I was like very teary-eyed.
Yeah.
In the very, like, especially my first album, where some of those songs I've had, like I said, since I was 18.
Yeah.
And then to turn around and hear them after I've been playing them 10 or so years on just a guitar.
Yeah.
To hear a full band is just like, that's my song. I did that. That's me. So I had a bunch of teary-eyed, probably like a big old baby moments.
I can imagine. You know, it was because back in the day, I did some recording and stuff. You know, I helped this old guy that he had a recording studio in his basement. We were recording everything on reel-to-reel and stuff, you know. So to actually go through that process and put things together, build the song.
Right.
And then to have people actually hear it after it was built, it'll knock you for a loop.
It will. It will. Especially, like I said, the very first album. Oh, my goodness. I was like, I did that. That's mine.
I remember when that argument happened.
That argument. And boy, my daughter, bless her heart, she was in a beauty pageant a couple weeks ago, and they asked what her favorite song was. And she come out and she goes, I love her or not that one. I love her more. That's what it was. She said, my mama's song, I love her more, because my mama wrote it about me. And I'm like, oh boy.
That's good though.
It is. And she's one of my big cheerleaders, her and my 8-year-old.
But she's proud of you. And that reaches a level of support, you know, a lot of people don't get.
Right.
You know, and that's the big thing you got to have, especially independent artists. you've got to have a hell of a support group.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you have to drag them out of the house and go with you, you got to have a hell of a support group.
That one's sitting over there like, gee, thanks.
Well, I know she's been playing on the phone the whole daggone time over there. Sorry.
But yeah, she well, yeah.
I think it's funny.
That's my double trouble buddy over there. I don't know. She spends more time trying to keep me straight than us getting in trouble, so there's a good thing.
Well, I mean, you was up to going to Broadway to get something to eat, and she's like, I don't
want to people. But then again, she wouldn't come out the house if I didn't make her.
Yeah, but she's over there sitting thinking about Applebee's or something, I mean. Say?
She said Texas Roadhouse.
Isn't that what I said earlier?
Well,
There's actually a Texas Roadhouse. There's a... What is the name of that? Dadgummit. I can't remember the name of it. The other Roadhouse, the other Texas, whatever. Logan's, and then Texas Roadhouse, and then there's an Outback. There's all kinds of stuff down towards that way.
she's not studying me. I'm going to drag her to Morgan Wallen's or Lainey Wilson's or Jason Aldean's.
She's trying to keep you out of trouble, and your head strong for the trouble.
No, not me.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
You never know. God, I want a studio. Hide everybody out. Oh, yeah. And I can't believe you didn't bring your guitar. What did you do? You forgot it, didn't you?
I forgot it.
Man. See, this is where I need somebody to step up and say, David, we're going to donate a guitar to your studio and you can hang it on the wall right there.
And then there it is.
So when somebody forgets their guitar, it's here.
I'd forget my head if it wasn't attached to my shoulders 9 times out of 10.
I lose my memory a lot. So, I mean, you know.
Well, when it comes to memory, I mean, I guess it's selective with me sometimes.
I just forget names of certain places every now and then. It's weird. Things are getting old. We got an old time going on. Backseat to the bottle. I didn't even hear that song. I was listening to some stuff, but I didn't hear that one. I got to go back and dig for that one now, don't I?
Not too bad. That was on the first album. That was the very first song I ever wrote. Well, very first country song I ever wrote.
I can kind of get where it, because you already said that he was using a bottle over you. Mm-hmm. So I can already
Kind of guess where that one's at?
Yeah, I can guess where that one's at. My Side, you released it in April.
That was my very first single.
Sweet. And you got on number 9 at Cashbox.
I was proud of that one.
Well, yeah.
That one won me a Josie Award last year.
I was going to ask you, was you ever at the Josie's?
I won Song of the Year, single songwriter for my side, and then country female vocalist of the year last year.
Sweet. Congratulations.
The lady sitting next to me, bless her heart, I was like, whose name did they say? And she said my name, and I was like, oh my gosh. She goes, is that you? I said, I think so. Then they announced me for the second win, and she goes, they called your name again.
Did you look at her and go, I'm sorry?
I was like, oh, wow.
Interesting. No, I haven't been to the Josie's.
Oh, I loved it. Last year was my first year, and I'd never even been to the Opry until the Josie's.
Yeah.
And so to be able to just go in there and, well, I take it back. I'm wrong on that. I'd performed for Sunday Morning Country the year before at CMA Fest.
Right.
So but to be able to sit in the audience, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to go. It'll be fine. And then they said my name, and I was like, whoa, wait, what?
Yeah.
Just a crying.
I can imagine.
I was just crying. I was shaking. Ashton Shepherd was in the back, and she was presenting, and she was filming as I was up there giving my thank you speech, and she sent it to me, and I was like, I was crying.
I'd cry too. Definitely be crying.
That was a big thing. Like you couldn't tell me nothing for about a week after that. I was like, look there.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's where I think that is so important, because when you're independent, to be awarded an award from something like that is of independence.
Right.
It means a lot.
It almost, and this sounds crazy, but it almost like it validates that you're doing the right thing and that you're in the right direction.
Yeah.
And so it makes you feel like really good.
Yeah.
Especially, because I know with Female Vocalist of the Year, I was up against 16, 17 other women.
Yeah.
And so I was like, it'll be all right. And then by the time they said my name, I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
So it made me feel pretty good, but I have worked my butt off.
Well, yeah.
I've tried so hard, which I've just graduated from, solo being by myself to getting a band.
Right.
Now I have a band, and we're working and trying to get everything. So it's a push. It's a big push.
It's a big difference on stage, too. Because now you got these other idiots you got to make sure.
Well, we had, I was in a band back when I was 18, and I joined my very first band, which was Lone Survivor. And then we ended up splitting up, and I got with the Bo Brandon band, and then I just went, and if I did music, I did music. If I didn't, I didn't. I did everything from correctional officer to bounty hunter to bail bondsman, back to music.
Girl.
So now it's music full time, but I'm really excited because I've like a really cool group of people behind me.
Yeah.
My bass player is Tori, and she is a trip, and you don't see very many female bass players.
The one thing that I am really loving right now is more and more females playing bass, guitar, drums. I think it's a wonderful thing.
Right. Well, Tori was, I believe she was 17 when she started guitar, I think.
Yeah.
And then she went from guitar to bass. And then I've got Bryant is my lead guitar player, and he's pretty awesome. And then I have Rail, who's on drums. But Tori she used to be in another band before she came with me full time, and she was just to watch her play was like, oh my gosh.
Well, it's because she's got the guitar background.
Right.
People that have that guitar background and then they switch over to bass are a little bit more than just a regular, I only do bass,
Right. Look, I'm a mediocre guitar player. I play enough to get by and get my song done.
I can't play shit. I just can't.
My daughter's like, Mama, can you teach me how to play guitar? And I'm like, we can call Pops and get Pops how to teach you to play guitar.
Yeah. So what time did you start teaching you? How old was you?
I started when I was 8.
8? That ain't bad.
I had watched the Judds on like a Lifetime movie or something on the Judds.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to do that. So I went and I went and picked out a black guitar like Winona's.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I went through my Winona phase there for a while.
I think, I don't know. It's crazy how girls pick out colors of guitars.
I have every color under the sun. Well, almost under the sun right now. I've got like a wood grain. I've got a gray. I've got red. I've got black. And then I've got my electric guitar is black, but it has a pink pick guard for my niece. She passed away back in January, and her favorite color was pink. And
Yeah.
so I went and had a pink. And I'm not a pink person.
Yeah.
I'm not a pink person. And so, but because of her, I went and had pink put on the guitar. So it's got a
Yeah.
bright pink pick guard. And I was like, I'm pretty sure Everly would be like, look, Lily's got pink.
Well, see, I think, and this is funny. I don't know why I remember this, but anyway, Taylor has every damn color you can think of.
Hats.
With a boot and match. But she doesn't play guitar. If she played guitar, I mean, can you imagine having all that color match?
Oh, my goodness.
That would be wild.
Yeah, that'd be, whew. It's expensive enough with the hats and the boots, and then you go try to match your every color guitar. Oh, my goodness.
It'd drive you nuts. I couldn't do it.
Look, it's either my regular cowboy boots or my Hey Dudes. And I do good to have my hair down. 9 times out of 10,
Yeah.
it's in a mom bun.
But see, some guys that play guitar, they stick with one color, which is wild to me. You know, Angus Young has been playing the same guitar since they started, and it's the same color.
Hadn't Willie Nelson been playing the same guitar all these years?
Willie, dude, he has been playing that same one, and he actually told somebody he would play as long as that guitar stayed together, you know. But it's got a hole like
big.
that in the big, you know, where he's been picking at it and everything, and it's just all kinds of stuff. That's weird, though. He'll play as long as that guitar stays together.
That's awesome, though.
That's some spooky stuff.
I get it. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's okay. Let's call all of them in and get the incantation correct, you know. and-
It's not. No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Are you sure?
I am positive. No, thank you.
You ain't into spooky stuff?
Nope.
You ain't into spooky stuff.
It gets spooky. I'm leaving.
Lord.
Peace out, Boy Scout. I am gone. Not today. Me and Casper do not get along.
I actually have one of the comics I was able to save from my youth is actually a Casper comic.
Now, and it's crazy. Like, I love scary movies. I watch scary movies all day long, but you get spooky stuff from them?
See, I can't watch. There's certain types of scary movies I can't watch.
I like scary movies and true crime documentaries.
But if you give me like Predator and Alien and stuff like that, I can watch that.
See, I can't get into that. But now you get me like a Freddy Krueger or something like that, then I can deal with that.
See, I don't like Freddy Krueger or any of those other weirdos that just show up.
Chucky.
Chucky was a comedy to me. I mean, it was just, the whole changing to a doll, you know, and doing all this stuff.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm a guy. I'm sitting there thinking, dude, if I was like turning into a doll, I'd just be like sitting in some girl's room over in the corner watching or something. You know? I wouldn't be like trying to kill people and stuff.
See, that's my kind of scary movies, though. Like Alien and stuff, I couldn't get into that.
Why?
I just couldn't.
It's a creature. He was tearing people apart and popping out their chest and all that other good stuff, you know.
That and, like I said, true crime documentaries, and I'm in heaven if you put me in front of those two things.
Do you listen to true crime podcasts?
I do.
It amazes me how many people actually do listen to true crime podcasts.
I do. I'm guilty. I'm so guilty.
I was at a store. It's one that I frequent. And the girl behind the counter knows me, and she said, "You got any of those business cards left?" And I'm like, "Sure." You know, because she's been like handing business cards out to people. And I'm like, "Sure, no problem." And there was another lady in line, and she's like, "You do a podcast?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Is it true crime?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, no." I said, "It's more entertainment industry." And she's like, "Oh, well, I only listen to true crime." And I'm like,
No, which I mean, it's been a while since I have, but no, it used to be nothing for me to go to the tanning bed or the gym and have a true crime documentary playing.
I don't know.
Well, I think that's just most females in general.
Well, I mean,
Have you seen Snapped? I mean,
there's weird stuff out there. And most of those true crime things, they're just reading off of like a book or something, you know. And I understand it. Americans have a big thing with the criminal. Jesse James, all these, you know, the movie Tombstone.
I just seen that for the first time like a couple years ago.
Honey, it's been out for a long time.
I know. Well, this is the same person that thought AC/DC was a battery pack, okay?
Well, I mean, you know. Do what? What's you mouthing over there?
My daddy.
The countryside of her folks.
The countryside of the countryside. Which, I mean, Mama raised me on, like, Fleetwood Mac and stuff like that, but... Well, the countryside should have known what make you watch Tombstone.
Have you covered any Fleetwood Mac?
I have. Dreams and, I can't think of the one we did last weekend. I know we did Dreams, and I want to say it was Rhiannon, maybe. And then we've started covering Heart.
Yeah. I don't care who you are. And I've got to point this out. I'm sorry. But I don't care who the hell you are in the world. There is nothing better than Stevie Nicks. Because in nothing in this world have you ever seen a female singer
I think I know where this is going.
have her ex play the songs that are about him, about how he's a piece of shit,
And be standing there playing it, standing next to her.
and doing background vocals.
That's
It's crazy.
See, that's where, that is why Stevie Nicks is the GOAT. I'm telling you. And that's what gets me is like, everybody's like, oh, Taylor Swift writes all these songs and about all these guys that tick her off. Yeah, but she's never written one that a man that she wrote it about was standing next to her, singing it with her.
Exactly.
Oh, that is, yeah, that
Yeah,
is the.
That's like way past Wonder Woman and everything else. I mean, that's just like top tier.
That is, yeah.
You can't. I mean, nobody could top that.
Right.
No.
I mean, you can write all the songs you want bashing somebody, but to make the person that you wrote it about stand there and play it, and like you said, sing the background vocals on it.
But I will say, now we got to give him some credit. He is a hell of a guitarist.
He is.
And he does play those songs exactly like they're supposed to be played. He doesn't try to, trash them or mess her up or anything else. He actually does what he's supposed to be doing.
Oh yeah, but in his head, he's probably the whole time. Ooh, bless his heart.
I think probably in his head he's still got it. Yeah, she's right. Like, okay.
Yes, that. Whoo wee.
But I mean, I don't care.
I agree.
She's old as all get out, but
I love her though.
I know there's like probably 5,000 guys out there. I got my hand raised. I'll date her.
I love her though. Like my aunt Lane was a huge Stevie Nicks fan, and actually, like when she was younger, she had the whole blonde hair and
Yeah.
oh, it was crazy. But that's who Mama and Aunt Lane raised me on was Stevie Nicks, and then Daddy's over here with Conway and Loretta and all those. So, and then like I said, Heart. I love Heart, but I don't do the songs that like everybody else like. Oh, do Magic Man. I'm like, no. Here I am over here wanting to do. All I want to do is like my favorite Heart song in the world.
That's that song is so deep, and a lot of people don't get it. But I guarantee you, there's been that woman that has played that through.
Oh yeah, I love that song.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a great song.
I love their version, and then Hailstorm just came out, or a few years ago came out with a
Yep.
version.
Yep, Izelle come out with it, and I was just like, wow.
Her voice too is like, oh my goodness.
She has an iconic voice. And that's what I love. Iconic voices.
Right.
Because, I mean, there's so many times you can have 5 artists. They all sound the same. And you're bored to hell with listening to them. Mm-hmm. But when you get a female artist that has an iconic voice, it's something you can go with. It's something new. It touches different levels of you. And that's one thing I liked about you is because your voice is different from a lot of people. You've actually got your voice. And I love that.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that.
Even though it's country as hell. But anyway.
April will tell me all the time, she'll like take the cornbread down a notch, and I'm like, sorry.
Why don't you just turn that into a song?
Take the cornbread down a notch? I think we have a song to write on the way home, man.
Let's see. My man was raised in the city, and he always tells me at dinner time I need to take the cornbread down a notch.
That's my next project song. That's my next project song.
I mean, you could almost do it in
That's almost be like a duet, kind of like a Conway and Loretta thing.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting here thinking. It was you could do that, or you could do hell, it's almost a George too. So I mean, there's different ways you could do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to play with that one and see what we come up with.
That would be crazy.
Look, now I'm sitting here. I'm like,
Oh yeah, do I need to get in an argument with you real quick?
oh wait, well, what had happened was that, and I tell everybody all the time, I'm gonna write a song that says what had happened was.
Yeah.
That's my argument to try to get out of everything. So like, Rylee, let me ask you, what had happened was.
Well, you could actually do a duet on that. You could do this ain't what I know, but here's my take on this.
Where's my notebook when I need it?
I mean, you could like back and forth on that.
Now I'm like, where's my notebook when I didn't bring my purse in with my notebook. I keep a notebook. I keep a notebook in my purse, like a little small tiny notebook.
Yeah.
Where if I argue or say something to somebody, I'm like, hold on a minute. I'll walk over and I'll write it down, or somebody can be talking to me and say something, and I'll wait a minute, write it down.
Get it all down.
Exactly. Well, that's what happened. I was arguing with my mom, or not really arguing with my mama. I was talking with my mama one day about my daughter, and I told Mama, I said, well, I love her more than I hate him, talking about her dad. And I said, oh, hold on. Went and wrote it down and
Oh yeah.
wrote the song. And my daughter's like, I love that song. It's about me. And I'm like,
It ain't about daddy.
well, what had happened was,
Yep.
I don't know. I think real life is just easier to write about than sitting there trying to come up with some cookie cutter love song.
Yeah, I mean it. What blows me away is like the rom-com movies. Mm-hmm. They pick certain songs and play them, and some of them I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'd have put that song there. I'd have put something different. You know,
That's not gonna work there.
yeah. So, but I mean that's just the way it is. It's craziness in life.
And that's like, I've had people come to me and ask me, the songwriting and stuff. And I, like I said earlier, the more life you live, the better your songs are going to get. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's just I tell people all the time, go look at Backseat to the Bottle that I wrote when I was 18. And then go look at, I Told Her for Him that I wrote 6 months to a year ago.
Yeah.
2 totally different songs.
Yeah, but what'd you tell her?
That one. See, that's not my story though. That one's not my story. We had
that one kind of, you told him for her or her for him or whatever. I mean, I'm just like,
you're like, wait a minute, now I need the story on it.
what the hell you dipping into in the third realm here? I mean,
well, see, so let's see, how can Ashton Shepherd and I, when I first, back when I was 17, 18, she had come out with Sounds So Good. It was her first album. I freaking wore that CD out. Dirt Roads, wore it out. I'd sing every song front and back. So and she's one of the reasons I got into songwriting. Yeah. Well, then I got to open up for her and we become friends over the time. And she called me one morning. She's like, I have an idea for a song. She said, or not really an idea. She said, I have a title and a half of a verse. And I was like, all right, well, what do you think? And she's like, well, she said, I don't know, because she'll come up with, just songs and here and there. Yeah. And doesn't mean, and that's why I tell people, just because I write it or anybody writes it does not necessarily mean they're going through it.
All right.
But she was like, well, what about, you hear all these songs of, cheating on people and this, that, and the other. She's like, well, what about if the wife calls the girlfriend and, the husband's not going to tell the truth. So, well, if he's not going to tell the truth, I will. So that's where I Told Her for Him come out. It's how did somebody put it when they played it before? It was a modern day stay with a twist on it. More like, I don't want you to stay, but here, if I can't stay, ain't nobody else.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It can get a lot of people in trouble, probably.
I'm going to say it anyway because I don't care. So, here's your scenario. The guy supposedly is cheating. Mm-hmm. But what if they had just been in a menage a trois?
Oh, my gosh.
And the guy is actually now favoring the girl that was a part of that?
That's a whole nother different song there.
But there's different ways to write songs.
I mean, there's different ways to that's a heck of a way to spin it, but...
I mean, how could you spin that in a song? That would just be weird.
Oh, gosh. Well...
And this is in no way encouraging everybody to do menage a trois. But anyway.
That's a whole nother ball game.
People warned you about me, so yeah, I don't want to hear it.
Now it's like, how would you spin that? I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Because, I mean, literally, wouldn't you think that you got to be on a level, you know, just like if it was, you know, girl or guy or whatever. I mean, there's got to be some kind of, yeah, never mind. Caitlin's over there rolling her eyes going, what the hell is he talking about now?
I was just giggling because all I could think was the whiteboard conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Where you said she writes and goes get back on track.
Julie ain't in here.
She's entertaining her son and his cat.
Yes. Who's on my other computer. Looking for somewhere to live in Florida.
In Florida.
It rains in Florida all the time.
Where are you from originally?
Greenville, Alabama.
So
Not
the music.
where Forrest Gump's from.
No, I wasn't going to say. I was just going to say. So the music was really the whole drive for you to come up there?
Oh, I don't live in Nashville.
Where you live at?
Greenville.
You still down there?
Uh-huh.
What the hell are you doing here?
For the podcast. We left at like, what time? 5:30 this morning.
Lord. Girl, I had no clue. I did not know that.
I know, yup.
I thought you was like playing this weekend or something up here in Nashville or something.
Nope.
Wow.
I went and watched Tracy Lawrence at the Rattlesnake Rodeo last night and up.
Well,
and then come home and went to bed about 10 o'clock. And she was like, all right, we're going to leave about 5:30. And I asked her, I said, who's driving? I said, I like your driving better. She said, I like my driving better too. I'll drive.
And you were like, I'm going back to sleep.
No, she'd have probably hit me if I went back to sleep. So
That's funny.
But yeah, it was a 5.5 hour ride up here.
Girl. Man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm really, really honored that, you know, you did that to be on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Wow. We'll have to write that down as the longest anybody's drove to be on my podcast. Yay. Yeah, I didn't fix that yet, but anyway.
There's like a delay on it. It drives me
Yeah, I know.
nuts. Everyone's like, what are you doing? Wait a
Drives
minute.
everybody nuts.
Give it a second.
Have everybody
Wait,
nuts.
hold on.
No, but we've had Birmingham. Birmingham's been up here. We've had several people all over Tennessee.
In Georgia, I forgot her name. Redhead. Her and her mom drove from Georgia or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Jenna.
That one.
Yeah, Jenna.
I think it was Georgia.
No, Jenna.
I know. No, I know. I said I think she drove from Georgia.
Yeah, she drove from Georgia.
Yeah.
I think it was Birmingham. Wasn't it? No. Where was it from? I don't know.
I don't know.
I have no
I can't
clue.
keep up.
I love it.
That's not my job to keep up, though.
It's not mine either. Whose job is it, Julie's? Where'd everybody come from?
Well,
it's Ewans' fault.
yeah, everybody, when I say Greenville, they're like, oh, you're where Forrest Gump's from. I'm like, no. I'm where Melanie Smooter's from in Sweet Home, Alabama. I'm from Greenville, not Greenbow.
Forrest Gump wasn't a true story.
No. But that's the first thing everybody says, though. That's where Forrest Gump's from. No.
You could write a song about Forrest Gump's life. I mean, this guy ain't really from here. I'm not really sure if he even drinks beer.
So many song ideas.
I know, right?
Song ideas.
We get all kinds of stuff around here. He gets crazy. You never know. Look at her. They were yawning, asleep.
I was gonna say, I looked over there a few minutes ago and it looked like she was sleeping.
Got the foot going, the whole 9 yards.
And you get on me about my 1,000 miles an hour.
Who, me or her? I learned it from my mom. And I got to where I did it all the time.
It's a subconscious thing that you don't realize you're doing. But I do it and I don't even realize I'm doing it. I'll be shaking the whole vehicle.
Yeah.
I'll be doing it in the vehicle. And that's probably why this leg muscle looks so much bigger than this one, because I only move this leg.
Yeah. I thought it was just from kicking people's butt or something.
Now, I'm a nice person. I don't kick people's butts.
No, you just write mean stories about it.
That part. Oh. Well, let me put it this way. I'm nice till you give me a reason not to be nice.
Okay. Caitlin, we cannot give her a reason not to be nice.
I mean, I am wearing a hat that says cute but psycho.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. There you go.
She's gotten into where she wears different hats up here all the time. It's funny.
My favorite's it's a trucker hat and it says "Don't talk to me."
I got one that says "Little Fat Girl." Do what?
The fat girl part?
So, oh, that'll go over real well. She said, let's not. Well, in a long story short, people, weight-wise, that's that, and people people find things to pick on people about.
Well, yeah.
And I tell folks all the time, if you fixing to use my weight to try to pick on me, you better find something else better, because I promise you, I pick on myself more about my weight than anybody else does.
Well, that's where, see, I've been telling people, because if you're with a manager or company or whatever, record label, they're big on, you got to lose weight, you got to do this, you got to do that, and you got to look this certain way.
Right.
That half the damn time, there's no way in hell.
Right.
People are who people are. It's very simple. And what everybody doesn't understand is no matter what you tell somebody or any damn thing else, have you not ever thought that they are their worst critic? Mm-hmm. And every damn thing you're saying, it's already been said.
Right. And that's how the little fat girl thing came up. Is somebody made a jab at my weight and called me a little fat girl, and I was like, okay, watch this. So I called up the girl that does my merchandise. I call her my sister, and I call her up. I said, hey, I need a favor. She goes, oh gosh. Because normally when I say I need you to do something, it's like There ain't no telling what's coming out of my mouth.
Right.
And I told her, I said, I need a hat because it's a leather patch hat. And I said, I need a patch. I said, I need a hat that says little fat girl. She said, do I even want to ask? I said, nope, you don't. So she made me a hat that says little fat girl and it's got cupcakes on it.
You're going to shoot me.
I'm scared.
He probably wants one.
No, I just,
Thinking about cupcakes. He's on a diet.
yeah, my doctor put me on a diet. So.
I'm on a seafood diet. If I see food, I'm finna eat it.
Well,
I feel that.
I totally feel that.
I tell folks all the time I look like the Stay Puft Monster off Ghostbusters, the little marshmallow dude.
Yeah, but my biggest downfall is I drove truck for the biggest part of my life. I am a nightmare. And I got told cholesterol's weird, crazy, up and down, all kinds of crazy crap. I mean, it's just all kinds of stuff that, the doctor's telling me about all the stuff. And I'm just like, I got to go on the carnivore diet and do all this stuff. And my blood sugar is way up there. And which I know what it was. It was Mountain Dew because I had to.
Oh, I love Mountain Dew.
I'm a Mountain Dew guy.
That was my biggest downfall there for a while was Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
I drink a case a day.
I was drinking. I got to where I was drinking right at a 6-pack a day. And then I quit drinking them. And what was weird was when I quit drinking them, I literally slept for 2 days on the couch.
Energy crash.
I was just like, there's no energy. There's nothing. You're just.
Because I think Mountain Dews are like the most sugar. The
Yeah.
sodas that have the most sugar.
Yeah, which I got told that I'm not supposed to be 8.8. I'm supposed to be way down lower.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a little elevated.
Yeah. So I can actually say that the doctor looked at me with the long face. You better straighten your ass up. And then you go to straighten your ass up and you got everybody else.
Talking about cupcakes.
No, I'm not talking about cupcakes. I'm fine with the cupcakes. Talk about cupcakes all you want to. I'm fine. Because trust me, if I could, I'd eat one right now. I'd be picking out. But I think a lot of it is from the Mountain Dews and different things that I was drinking. Because we ain't supposed to be drinking that stuff as humans.
Well, that was my downfall was Mountain Dews and Monsters.
Yeah.
I would drink, like I said, I'd drink a case of Mountain Dew a day.
Yeah.
And then add 6 or 7 Monsters on top of it a day.
Yeah.
And whew.
When did you sleep?
I sleep. That one over there used to tell me all the time, you're going to have a heart attack. I tell you, you got to have a heart to have one of them.
Well, that's true until the blood quit pumping and then they find out you actually have one.
Well.
But what I was getting to, we have totally got sidetracked on all that crap. What I was getting to was you should write a song.
About cupcakes or about folks picking on weight?
No. About the plus side to dating a little fat girl.
No. That would probably be a hit.
Well, yeah, because little fat girls usually know how to cook. And there is so many people out there that don't know how to cook. I am.
It just got deep quick.
I know, right? But I mean, there's
She did miss a lot of that
A lot of that
conversation.
conversation.
It's all good. It's all good.
She's like, wait a minute here.
but there's a lot to that you could actually do. Because most guys, what are they looking for?
Well, you know, Priscilla Block put it in pretty good terms
Well, yeah, but
with her song when she said, "I heard thick thighs save blah, 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 blah. Thick thighs save lives."
yeah.
You gotta, yeah. Look now you've got so many song ideas that are in my head. That's bad for a person that's got ADHD.
But I find that's cool to me.
I'm like,
I need a water. Can you give me a water? She's drinking Coke.
I know I'm over here with the, well, now empty Dr. Pepper and a rock star.
Yeah.
I was trying to find one of the monsters
Oh.
earlier. I was like, I want a monster so bad, but I couldn't find the ones that I normally drink.
On the rock star. And then we all start singing. Standing in line.
I was singing it in my head.
'Cause I want to be a rock star. I'm having fun. Did you know she come from all the way down there? I didn't know that.
He said he missed the memo.
I didn't get the memo. I totally missed all of it.
They don't read the memo. Amen.
What can I say? Rylee, thank you so much for coming up and hanging out with me.
Thank you for having me. My jaws hurt from laughing today.
They'll hurt worse when you're trying to eat a steak later, so just letting you know.
I'm still going to talk her into Jason Aldean. I want a hamburger from Jason Aldean's.
No, you could do that. It'd be good. Tell everybody where they can find you.
They can find me on Facebook. You look up Rylee Austin Music, and then my website, www.RyleeAustinMusic.com. I'm on TikTok and Instagram, but that's ever so often.
Iffy.
That's iffy on those.
Yeah.
I'm still learning. I mean, it's hard when you're your own manager and then trying to figure out where everything's supposed to go.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's crazy.
I'm going to get me one of them social media people one day. They can just tell me what to post.
Well, you know, it's amazing that the social media people are actually growing.
Right.
You know, PR people. I tell everybody, get you a good PR person and a good social media person. That's all you need.
Right.
And I don't recommend anybody because you got to find out who works best with you.
Right.
You know, if you got a lot of good friends and a good backing team and everything else, it could be your best friend you had way back in high school or something that actually knows how to do some of that stuff now.
Like I said earlier, I use my 8 and 12-year-olds sometimes, my social media people.
There you go.
It's bad my 8-year-old son can operate social media better than his mama.
My 12-year-old granddaughter, I could give her something and she could fix it. It's weird.
My son will be like, no, Mama, you're doing it wrong. And he'll take it from me and have it in like 2 seconds. I'm like, I was doing that, or I thought I was.
Well, you didn't do it his way. So his way worked.
Apparently, because mine don't.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Lord. All right. We're going to get off here.
Sounds good to me.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with me.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Come back anytime you want to. Especially if you're playing a gig in Nashville. That way you ain't.
I hope I can soon. That's a hard one to get into.
Well, yeah. and do listening room, try to get in some writers' rounds, stuff like that. So,
Right.
which would be good.
That would be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
That's my favorite things to go to is the writers' round, where you can actually sit and hear the stories behind
Yeah.
the music and all.
Well, see, next time you come up, bring your guitar.
I would do that.
Okay. All right. Rylee, tell everybody bye.
Bye.
See y'all later. Love you. Mean it. Toodles.